gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She is an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and health advisor. If you want to know more about what she does, check her out at www.enchantedsky.com.
Good morning. For my for my TikTokers, you cannot see. If you want to see, I have Kent with me today. He's my voice. Okay, see Kent, and he's just sitting with me today. We have somebody else kind of managing the board. So
That's it. Mike Krejci.
Mike, yep.
Yeah.
Hello.
That is awesome.
So if you want to see what's going on completely, please go to 216thenet.com or Lana's Enchanted Sky Facebook or Lana's Enchanted Sky YouTube. You'll see me live with everybody. Now, the reason this being is just the camera I've got is just not. I need a wider camera.
Nah, you're the star anyway.
So anyway, I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit today. Remember.
Wait a minute. We got to give a shout out to your moisturizing.
I know.
Right?
Well, I was going to.
All right. I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we will.
Right.
I now have a sponsor. So it's called Moisturized Chaos.
That's
and awesome. It's really good stuff, you guys. She sent me some and I was a little skeptical because it's all natural. There's not any chemicals at all in it. And I tried the moisturizer stuff on my lips. I was telling the guys about this because I know it's a girl thing, but you know what? It's a guy thing too. And they're all cracked open and it's been so cold.
Yeah.
And it's like a scrub. And then you put this moisturizer on it. And it's got jojoba oil in it and stuff. It works really, really well, you guys, like really, really well. So right now, because it's now my sponsor. If you are to go on moisturizedchaos.com.
Yep.
Moisturized chaos.
So that's
moisturized
past. That's past tense of moisturize. So moisturized, because I just put moisturize and it didn't show. But
no,
so
moisturized.
ED. Yep.
And if you have a little hyphen in there, moisturize. Yep. We'll show you the link. So if you guys can't find it, go on to 216 because they're going to be a major sponsor for me. And you order anything, it's all pretty cheap. Like if you went if you went
affordable.
To affordable. Yes, I should say that.
Affordable.
Okay. If you go to like Walgreens, it's like the same price, but it's all natural and it works really well. And so
cool site.
It's cool 25% off if you use Lana 22. So we'll have to put that in Lana 22. Yeah. So if you guys are looking for something, there's lip balms, there's all kinds of makeup, there's all kinds of different stuff. It's pretty cool. So anyway, how you been doing, Kent?
Busy, crazy good. It's the holiday week, I call it, right? It's always fun. And to all those around the world who are already in the new year, Happy New Year.
Yes. And that's right. You're correct. Like half of my population, their listeners, have already experienced the day because I've got quite a few followers in Australia. Yeah. So you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah. So good New Year to them.
Happy New Year.
So yes, Happy New Year. So what I'm covering today is now next week I'm doing my predictions and I have probably 50. Now I've been little bits and pieces of TikTok. I've been putting them just trying to get, and I'm getting a lot of feedback because like I said, so it's like, so what's going on is hint, there's a new person coming. There's a person coming that's going to be president next. Now, I am not sure about this Biden thing. I don't know if he's not rerunning or you're just not going to see him. So if he runs, I just don't see him. And
I think we should vote you in. Write her in. Lana Duncan Hartgraves for president.
There you go. Hey, I'm active in politics. So anyway,
you want to talk about messing up the swamp? Get this lady in there. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Well, I said I thought maybe it was Gavin Newsom because people keep saying the guy's got dark hair. Okay, the reason I don't see it is because the person's head back is to me. And he's shaking hands, and I think it's the Senate because you know how they stand in line and shake their hands, and behind him shaking hands is a woman. So his running mate's going to be a woman. And I had somebody ask this recently because the guy he's not very tall, and he's got dark wavy hair. And everybody's like, "Oh, it's DeSantis." This guy is so progressive, and he's very bipartisan. Finally, somebody said, "Is it Gavin Newsom?" Well, Gavin Newsom is 6'3". This it isn't him. And I thought it was, and I kept posting it on TikTok. I got a lot of backlash for that. He's not running. You're stupid, blah blah. And I just kind of chuckled because I don't know who it is. Now, somebody posed to me that it might be John Ossoff.
I don't know who that is.
He's out of,
but he can work his ass off.
That's right. But no, I had that post to me, and when I looked, he matches the profile. The guy's in his 30s. He's young. He's got dark hair, and he's not real tall. Well, 6 foot to me isn't real tall. So yeah. So that's pretty average. Yeah. Anyway, but I just wanted to post that. So be watching next week, you guys.
That's right. We'll have fun.
And see who this is, because I don't know who it is. Mm-hmm. All right. And somebody says keep saying that who is it? Biden is too old. I know. Everybody keeps going, well, he's senile. That's not what the problem is. There's something else.
If you run for president, you're senile anyway. Of the United States. Let's be honest.
You're not
in your right mind.
If you run for president, you're bought off. But anyway,
that's right.
So anyway, I'm going to cover a little bit today, and then we're going to do some questions like I always do. So Everybody has to be patient, and please do not spam me over on TikTok, guys. I know you guys are pretty respectful on my YouTube and my TikTok. And if you want to see the whole show, go to my YouTube, Lana's Enchanted Sky, because it's live on there too. All right. So I've been talking to this about somebody, and this appeared on my TikTok about making wishes, using tarot cards, being careful on who you have doing things, and if you can get downloads for yourself. Now, this is a 7-year.
Yes.
Okay. So in numerology, and we know the numerology is work. And by the way, happy retrograde.
Yes.
Mercury's in retrograde, you guys.
And we know for sure.
And it's now wait for the retrograde. The retrograde thing, if it's in your sign, you sometimes have great retrograde. I am a Capricorn rising. It's in Capricorn. So far, it's been okay.
All right.
So, and you know what's so funny is I have some legal matters I'm dealing with right in the middle of Mercury in retrograde. And did you know that when you are in a Mercury in retrograde, you should be contacting an attorney? Did you know that, of some sort, if you can?
I did not know that.
That's astrological. Anyway, so I just thought I would point that. So if you guys don't know what Mercury in retrograde is, let's review it one more time, because he never believed until I told him to pay attention. True. And now he pays attention, and now he realizes it's true. It's kind of like a healing. It's a time to give you for healing. So things seem like they go backwards in the sky. And I know that sounds bizarre, but if you're watching the planets, it'll look like it's going backwards, but it's not. But and it only happens every 4 months, I believe. I think it's 3 times a year. And so what it is a time for you to rehash stuff, to heal stuff, like things, old hurts and things will come up. Paperwork, electronics, all that stuff's just screwed up. Now, having a podcast station, got any good stories about Mercury in retrograde? Because I'm telling you, he didn't believe me until I told him, and I said, pay attention, and now he does.
Oh, there's been several times where, we think we're on air, we're not, or the microphones aren't working and they're supposed to be, or we can't connect to a Facebook for whatever reason, or whatever. It's just, there's so many weird things.
Just like my Facebook won't connect right now. I was laughing.
Trying to
for
update,
some reason, it just won't connect. And now when Mercury in retrograde ends around, I believe, the 19th of January, which is my daughter's birthday. Anyway, so all I know is that if you happen to have a sun, moon, rising, or north node in Capricorn, you either have because that's what's going on right now. It's in Capricorn. Mm-hmm. You either have a really super good Mercury in retrograde, or you have a really bad Mercury in retrograde. My best Mercury retrograde I ever had is my sun is Sagittarius, and it was in Sagittarius. So, and it was just amazing. Like, I could do no wrong. Like, and awesome. And anybody thinks, like, I have a friend who's also, I'm learning astrology. I admit that I'm not perfect. I'm learning it, and it takes years and years to learn. But I have a friend who's very, very good at it, and she tells me stuff, and she goes, "Well, didn't?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm learning it. I consider myself an evolutionary astrologer." Hey. So, which means that, because there's like 5 different types. Yeah. There's modern. There's all kinds of them. Anyway. So what I do is I look for trends. I look at your Scorpio, I look at your Pluto. Where's your transformation? Because this year it's a 7, and a 7 is a mystical number. So what it means is that this year you should be gaining intuition and learning to use it. So that's why I'm talking about today. So, and that is what I'm talking about today, is you using your intuition. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I've gotten a lot of calls. It's been so funny because as soon as Mercury, because you'll have a shadow of Mercury in retrograde and then one before and one after. And so I've gotten tons of phone calls about, I had this dream and I want to know if it's real and blah, blah, blah. And it is real. You know, when you're dreaming the way you're dreaming and it seems so real and you wake up and you're even a little tired, it means you've been astral traveling. So what we're going to talk about is kind of like using what you can use and how to listen to yourself. Okay.
Nice.
So anyway, so one thing is some people use pendulums. Now you guys know what that is. You're holding a pendulum. I could have brought mine.
Ask yes or no things.
Yes or no. I don't like them.
Yeah.
That's my personal, you know why? You're affecting that. You are affecting that. And I just see so many people, they're using their dowsing rods. You know, you can read for yourself and pull a card and you can kind of say what's going on day to day, but you can't get that ultimate detail, you guys. You can't get that little extra essence in there. And I admit I can't either. I only get maybe like 10%. So I have a trusted friend pull them for me. And I really think, especially if you are a reader, and I am like, at this point, the psychic. I am mentoring so many people who are starting businesses that I really think you need somebody else pulling them for you or doing something for you because you're too emotionally involved in what's going on. Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes you want it to say something. So you kind of read into saying, this is what it's got to be because this is what I really want it to be.
Yes. And here's another thing. I have, I'm sometimes online. And you can call me like directly. And you guys are going to see more and more of that. I have a new website coming out where you can connect me. Like you can talk to me live, like I'm online where you can just call and say, hey, she's online today, you know, that type of thing. And it's kind of like a psychic line sort of, but it's for me. So anyway.
So Shayna asks a good question. She says, how do you know that it's, what does it say, Mike?
No, it's truly your intention or not imagination. Morning.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. We've talked about that before, Shayna, and thank you for the question. When you're meditating, I do the same thing. But I wait for something that comes your way, that ask almost like you get a code. I know when I'm meditating and I know it's somebody, I will ask for something. Now, I've talked about this before on my podcast where you can get a yes and no. Like, is this the right thing? Can I get a confirmation? Please send me a red rose. And it would be weird but you will get a confirmation. And it's so funny because I know that I asked for that one time. Okay. Okay. There's a theory out that God is neither male or female, right? And that he's female when you want him to be, and he's male because there's duality in everything. And I one time asked him like, okay, if there is a mother God, because see, the theory is, and this is with some religions, that Mother Mary is really Mother God. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the duality of it. And that the Catholic religion believes that God is a male, but really she's female too. So there's a duality going on. And so I thought, well, you know what? I'll do that. I'll ask. I'll see what happens. And I was reading in a book, I said, and ask for confirmation and you will get one. So I said, well, send me a red rose. And I didn't think anything of it. And I said a prayer and I let it go, let it go, you guys. And I'm at the fair and I'm walking around and we're going in, and I love horse. If you guys know, I raise and train horses, and I think we're going to the barrel races or something. And I'm standing there paying to get in, and entwined in the damn fence is a red rose. It was a cloth one, all by itself for no reason. It just was there. Now, I paid attention and
Right.
said, you know what? That is how you can get confirmation. If this is real, if this, what you're getting is a download and not make it up. Now, if you guys know, I've been talking to you guys, Jesus came to me. And I am not a super religious person, but however, I do have my 10th house, or my 12th house is in Pisces, which is Christ consciousness. So I guess I've always considered myself a follower of Jesus. So
Yeah.
all I know is that he came to me, and I kept going, no, this can't be real. No, this can't. You know, I even questioned because it blew my mind, but I keep getting confirmation. I'm getting confirmation. And I asked, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, send me pennies and I'll be damned. And you pay attention is what happens. You start looking and you start paying attention. So I started seeing pennies all over the place. And I mean, they were in the driveway. They were in like weird places. And I'm like, this is right. Do you know what I'm saying? This is, and
I asked for dollar bills.
Yeah, a little bit richer, right?
Hundreds.
Hundreds, yeah.
Yeah.
Just send me hundreds, yeah. And it's just interesting because it helps you almost hyper focus. Do you know what I'm saying? Into what you're supposed to be doing. And this is another prediction he gave to me. Now, you guys know I'm on a medicine. I just started, I'm borderline diabetic. And you're going to see a lot less of me in about 6 months. I'm getting weight loss surgery. It's going through in about.
I mean, she'll still be around. Just won't be.
I will be not as big. Hey, my daughter has lost, you guys, it's 165
Wow, that's
pounds.
awesome.
She is now too small. She's complaining that she's down to a size 8, and she's going to be a 6 by the time they're going to do some surgery,
Wow.
about around the stomach and stuff. And I told her, and all she does is eat. You guys understand what really kills me, by the way, because this is me at Metaphysical Meanderings, is that I had somebody on TikTok saying, this doctor saying, you know what? If you are fat, you just overeat too much. And I'm going to argue to my death that is not true. Because my daughter is eating 5 times what she ate when she was heavy. Why? Because her metabolism and her hormones have changed. She was deathly ill with Crohn's, and all of a sudden her Crohn's is gone. Yeah. The inflammation is gone. I think, this is my opinion, is that it's a carb thing. I think this country eats way too many carbs, and there's sugar stuff because the sugar industry in the 50s were paid off by the government. I don't care. You can say it's conspiracy, whatever, but it's true. It's proved. It's proven that the sugar industry paid off everybody to say that it was all fat, and it's not fat. It's sugar. That's making problems.
Jackie wants to know what's the name of the medicine that you're using.
I am on Trulicity. Now, I tried Ozempic. I got sick. I got really bad side aches and stuff. And so far, like, you want to know something? Like, even I've had insulin resistance. That's what's wrong. Now, I'm an exerciser. I don't have high blood pressure. I'm really super healthy. Well, back to what I was saying is I went on this, and they were going to put me on Mounjaro. You guys heard, I have a friend who lost 30 pounds in 30 days on Mounjaro.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, it works. However, I don't know if I can have it. It's weird. I can't take medicines like other people.
Yeah.
I'm touchy. So, but I noticed that I had some skin tags. They're all gone. So and I'm sleeping better. So something, and I really am not diabetic. I'm right on that edge. Where, yeah, I'm like just below where I would need medicine. And so, watch me lose all the weight. Maybe I don't need surgery.
There we go.
Maybe you go.
Let's
there
do
you
it.
go.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yep. Anyway, so I know a lot of people like, Trulicity doesn't work. So far for me, it is working.
Yeah. And of course, we aren't doctors on this show. So you're going to want to talk to your doctor, but because there are medicines out there that work for some and not for others.
Yes. And I just to let you guys know that,
just to keep us in the clear, we'll put that out.
Yes, we will. I've got a disclaimer that even though I can tell you kind of sometimes what's wrong with you because I'm given to answers just by spirit, that I don't know for sure that you need to seek your doctor. Because I am going to tell you something. Like, getting back to what I was saying before was, when Jesus came to me, he told me, and this is the medicine thing. He goes, you need to be extremely healthy. You have a long life and you have a message to send. In 3 weeks, I'm going to heal you. Now, some people don't believe, that I know there's certain religions that, we don't believe in doctors. And I still think that God has sent us doctors. Those doctors are healers. And I know, like I said, I lost a very, very good friend who was a chiropractor, a homeopathic chiropractor, and that guy healed. He was always using his intuition. He just didn't even realize it. Now that he's gone, he's on the other side giving me answers all the time. So anyway, all I know is that all of a sudden I'm feeling better. I'm getting better. And I think it was the medicine. He said he would send it to me in 3 weeks. And it was exactly when I started the Trulicity, now that I think about it.
Nice.
So do you see what I'm saying? They give you confirmation, you guys. They give you confirmation, then you got to go with it. Now, this year being a 7 means that you are going, your downloads, your intuition, your psychic ability to read for yourself and for others and just kind of know things, it should increase quite a bit this year. 7 is a mystical number.
Ooh.
So is 9. So if you do have that, and if you guys, I'm reminding you again, if you don't know what I mean by this, you can do it in 2 different ways. You can do your destiny or your life path. They're different numbers. One, you take your birth date and put it together and you get a number, one single number. And then you can also take your full name and you go through the numbers go 1 to 9 and then they repeat. So 1 is an A, 2 is a B, 3 is a C. You get to 9, you start over. And you can figure out your destiny that way also. It's a little different. Mine is I've got a 5 in my name, which is it's kind of about people around me, home and family, but people around me. But I am an 8. I am an 8 life path, which means I have a lot of power behind me because it has to do with the infinity sign. Okay. And it's odd for women to actually be 8s because in our society, people get a little threatened by powerful women.
Sometimes here in America,
and
they
so,
do.
Yep. And every woman I talk to who's also an 8 has the problem where they accidentally make people feel threatened. And it's not, I just give off so much power. I'm like, that's just the way it is. Do you know what I'm saying?
So Shayna asks, when you first accepted your gift, did you seek a mentor?
Yes, I did. And that's what I'm going to be. You're so ahead of me. You guys are like feeding me questions. I'm going to be mentoring a lot. And I've already been called the psychic. I have so many people be underneath me that are in their 20s and 30s. And by the way, I want you guys, I know this sounds bad, be very careful. I wouldn't trust anybody much under 30 because there's just not even though we've lived before, there's not enough life experience. It's for some reason when you turn 30, you come into your own around 30, between like 28 to 32. I know that's when I got my gift. Like I all of a sudden could do this. And so, I will be mentoring, and it's going to be on my website. My website's being developed, and there's going to be classes. There's all kinds of stuff going on with my website. I found some really good people that live just down the road from me. I like local. I don't know. I really like local. I've gone with people in other places in the world, and I had somebody in London who wanted to do it. And I'm like, I'm going to go with somebody local. I just feel more comfortable with it. And so far, they're developing it. You're going to see a brand new website. So that whole thing is going to be all brand new, and you're going to end up being mentored. And I am never jealous the fact that you are doing well and you're getting readings also. Okay. Ever. Because that's not what this is about. Okay.
So what's that one up there, Mike?
Hi, Lana. Will the energy be stronger if you are a life path 7?
Yes. Thank you see how they're feeding me? They're so feeding me perfectly.
Here's another one. Does the other question that you were talking before, does that include your birth year when you're adding the numbers together? I think.
Okay, they're separate. There's a life path where you add just you put 12 for me on my 12/19/1966. Add it all together. Then you also take your name. And it's your birth name. Nothing married, nothing, your original birth name and spelling. So if you've changed your name and you're married and you're a woman, it's birth name. I know it's crazy, but it's like when I did this for my kids, like, I don't know about you, but I was really picky with my kids' names. Are you picky with your kids' names?
No,
seriously.
What do you mean?
Just kind of picked one.
Well, Alice just wanted ones that you couldn't shorten. So she, she didn't want to like Robert to P. Bob or something like
Okay.
that, right?
But
you can shorten all my kids' names.
Okay. I was gonna say that. I thought so. I'm like, okay. Yeah. I was, because remember, think about it. You probably say their name a million times when you're alive.
Yeah.
And so I was really careful with my kids' names. I was very, very particular. I did the numerology. I did all of it when I chose them. And I kind of knew. Have you guys did you ever dream about your kids before they're born?
I can't remember. Hell, I can't remember last week. No.
Well, I did. I knew what my youngest daughter would be like. I knew what my middle daughter would be like. I just knew. And so I had a dream about my oldest granddaughter. And I got her birthday right to the day. Not so much on Ezra. Well, they had to take her early. So I think if they had waited, I would have probably been really accurate. But anyway, so all I know is that your name means something.
Yeah.
You chose your name before. Did you know that you had a say in your name before you were born? My dad picked my name from Lana Turner. So, and my dad had been watching a movie, and all of our names came from somebody, Kirk Douglas. They all came from names in the movie.
How about that?
Nice.
So yeah, and my mother wanted to name me Valerie, and I'm so not a Valerie. I'm so a Lana.
You're not a Valerie.
Like, and I remember looking in a mirror, maybe 10 years ago, and looking at my mirror and going, "Oh yeah, that's right. My name's Lana." And boy, I like my blue eyes, because I've been Native American and I've had very dark eyes. And I remember, and that's a whole nother show.
Yeah, that's
regression.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. Yeah, we got to do that. We've been saying we're going to do that.
I know. Remember, I said we were going to do it live.
Yeah.
One of these days, hey, if we have somebody here at some time, we could do it live. We'll do it with you.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
We got a question from Alyssa here. What does Life Path 99 mean?
A 99 means, put it together,
It's 18.
It's 18, which is a 9. So just it's one single 9.
Right.
A 9 is a mystical number too. And you're very extremely spiritual, and spirituality plays a significant part of your life. So if you end up, I can tell you what all the number 1, like just really quick. Now I've got a podcast that talks about this. So if it's not there, we might have to. It's from older.
It's out there.
It's out there somewhere.
I'm sure it's
on
out
216 the net.
Yeah.
I know it's there. Anyway, a 1 is like your number 1. You're going to do whatever it takes for you to be number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and not in a bad way, but you're just very forward. You're in charge. You're very much in charge type person. So if you're a 1, like a 2 has to do with
6.
you getting along with everybody. Like, you're extremely congenial. You're very likable. It's all of that kind of thing. So see, there's numbers. 3 is creativity. You are a creative person somehow, some way. You're an artist. You're creative. And that is what your goal is for. Yeah. Now, a 4 is double 2s. So think about it. It's getting along with everybody. It's like the collective conscious. And you're trying to make the world a better place. So see, there's numbers, and they all have something to do. So check out my other podcasts if you want. They're there. You'll have to find, but they're there. You can also go to, if it's not, I think, do you know if it's on Google?
Oh yeah, if you go out to Spotify, it's out there. If you go to 216 the Net's YouTube page,
that's true,
and channel, you can just look up all of your old shows.
Yes,
there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because this will be 4 years already.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe it. I'm like looking back, going,
crazy.
Holy, no offense, holy shit! Like it doesn't seem like that. So I've known you for 4 years.
I know. It seems like forever.
Ward has a question here.
Sure.
I think I'm a 111, or I think I'm 11 life path.
Isn't
that would be a 2.
That would be a
2. Hi, Susie. Susie's one of my astrologer friends.
There you go.
And she's very accurate. She specializes in childhood trauma.
She says she's definitely not a 2.
I had this is kind of downloads I get. So in the middle of the night, I get a message for some certain people, and I text them. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I just got a download for you. And sometimes I do that. Now, I don't mean to wake anybody up because it's the middle of the night, and if you have your phone off, you won't, but I just do. And so anyway, I can go on for hours, but I got a feeling that it's kind of time to start taking questions. Okay.
It is. We're right there. Of course, this is where we take questions, but we need you to be very specific. So
Yes.
we're out on. Listen, if you are listening or on social media at any time, you can go out to Apple Music now
Yes,
and just
yes.
punch in 216
Yep.
the net, and you can listen live all the time. Atlanta show goes. I don't know, Mike. Was it go 3 or 4 times throughout the week?
Yes.
Right,
Yes, it does
at
now.
different times.
Yes.
But we're also out on Twitter. We're on TuneIn Radio, so we have over 35 million subscribed listeners.
Tell me who we bought, who we met, we
TuneIn Radio.
TuneIn Radio.
Yeah.
Okay, because somebody was asking me, and I go, I don't think it's iHeart. I know,
Yeah.
I don't think it's iHeart. It's
It's
somebody. It's TuneIn
Yeah,
Radio. So now
TuneIn
I've
Radio.
got 35 million on this podcast.
Yeah, so there's a lot of
So,
energy going
Yeah,
out there.
a lot.
And because it's the new year, there's just a lot of weird energy anyway.
Yes.
Right.
And
So-
and Mercury in retrograde.
and
too.
so we want you to be very, very specific. So
Yes.
please don't say, "Hi, does Spirit have a message for me?" Of course it does.
Of course it
right?
is.
Yes.
You're right. You're right.
But let's make sure that it's like, be very specific. Like, you know what? Jen Krejci
Okay.
has an opportunity for a new job.
Uh-huh.
Should she take the new job or keep the job that
Yes.
she's at?
And sometimes, every once in a while, I will get somebody coming through. I've been doing that lately, where they just come through and they're so intent on coming through that I give them a message.
Right.
So remember, I'm a medium.
So take Jen. Right. That's a question
That
for
was
Jen.
Jen's question.
Okay.
Right.
What is it, Jen?
So go ahead, Mike.
Jen wanted to know if she has an opportunity to take a new position. Should she go with the new position, or should she stay where she's
Yes,
at?
because it's going to lead to better things. Like, you're not going to be there that long. It's going to really open up a door for you.
Awesome.
Okay. Take it.
That's
Now,
right.
I got a question on here before I start, and that says, my name was changed at the age of 5. So do you use both? No, you use the birth name. Birth name. Okay. All right. So
Autumn
go ahead.
has, do you see me having any psychic abilities?
Everybody has psychic ability.
Yeah.
Everybody has something. It's how you hone it, how you go with it. I would say the most typical one is a dreamer. Like, they dream stuff. I would say that almost everybody does it. And if you're not dreaming actively, ask your soul or pray to an angel to have your soul remember your dream.
Susie asks, where can we find your 2023 predictions? Right here, same bat time, same bat channel next week. Next week.
And a lot of them are just reviews, because like I said, you guys,
You predict kind of all the time.
yes, all the stuff. I do it all the time, but my accuracy, it went down a little bit, because I went down to 92%, because I missed 3 predictions out of 26
Well, that's
on
because
the presidential.
that's because you jumped into politics. You should
Yeah,
never
I
do
know.
that.
But I confused 2. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I
I
did.
confused. I flipped them. Yeah, but I got it all right. I said the Senate would turn blue.
Yeah.
But my accuracy is about between 96 and 97%. We thought it was more like 85, and I started doing my statistics. It's really high. I haven't missed too many. So,
Yep.
okay.
All right, Mike, go
right,
go ahead.
So we got Lotus. Will I get a serious relationship in 2023?
Lotus.
Not a serious one. It's coming in 24. You may start dating this person, but do you understand that it's not serious yet? I do say it's the second part of the year. You're going to find somebody that you could be a very big potential person, but you might not. It might be and start out casually. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Keep
Hi
your guard
guys.
up. Yeah.
All right. All right. Go ahead, you guys.
Go ahead, Mike.
Lily, will my son Joshua turn a new leaf in his life or go down a negative path?
Say that again.
Will my son Joshua turn a new leaf in life or go down a negative path?
Well, right now he is kind of a path, but he's going to get his act together. I want to say it's this year. Is he a 7? Lily, figure out his path, because like I said, you asked the right question. If you are a 7, it is a 7 year. It should be a pretty good year for you, because you're matching to your alignment. So I feel like there is something. If it's not 23, it's 24. Because I think he's Lily. I think he might get into working with people, and I don't know if it's in medical, but it's something to do with people. Okay, all right. So, so I'm gonna take a couple questions off TikTok, because I got about 100 people on here. I don't have a whole lot, but I'm used to a lot more than that. But it's okay. Will my recent health setback resolve quickly? It's going to take about 4 months, but you are going to get better. Okay. So just be patient and I want to say you're the type of person that overdoes stuff. Don't overdo stuff, because if you do, that's going to set you back. Stay like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how like, here's me on my ankle after I seriously sprained it 2 days later because I can't sit. Then I end up having issues with it a lot longer. Same thing for you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
So we got Angelese. Is there a specific angel that helps to remember dreams?
You can ask, good question. You guys are so good with these questions. You can ask your personal angel. Everybody has a personal angel and everybody has an archangel. You can access, and it's so funny when I'm doing readings, I'll say to somebody, I'll say, okay, you must be summoning angels because there's angels all over the place. And I'm praying to Michael, or I'm praying to, okay, but you have your own personal angel. Now, this is how I got the name of my angel. It's Angela, like angel. And I was like, really? And what I did is I kept asking for, please give me some type of sign for a guide or my angel or my, you know what I'm saying? And it just like, I'm reading and like the word angel, like Angela, that jumped in my face, and I kept going. And then I asked for confirmation. Yeah. And sure enough.
The other thing you can do is just while you're dreaming, tell yourself to remember it.
Yeah, it works.
People don't think you can do that, but literally when you know you're in a dream, just go, man, I got to remember this.
Yes.
And you'll remember it.
You will. It does work. And if you guys, before you go to sleep, say, remember my dreams.
Yeah. Because
remember, you're talking to your soul. And sometimes when there's a disconnect with your soul and yourself and your higher self and your actual, conscious self, it's kind of an ego thing. Get rid of it. If you can get rid of it, then you completely connect. So just remember that. Okay.
All right. Anna has one here. Says, I'm on Humira now. For rheumatoid
arthritis
and lupus now. Do you see me changing meds?
Yes, but not for a while. There is a new one now. You're on Humira. There's a new one coming out or something, I think. And I'm not sure, but for some reason I feel like there is. And now I predicted Stellara for my daughter. I don't know if you guys, I told you that story. My daughter's pretty seriously ill with a pretty bad case of Crohn's that's now in remission pretty much because she's lost so much weight. Anyway, so it was inflammation, you know what I'm saying? And I kept telling her, I said, there's a new medicine. I said it years ago, and I kept telling her there's this new medicine that's going to work really well for you, because she was on Humira. And I said, and I don't know what it's called, but it's going to work, and it's plant-based. And it was Stellara. And I want to say for you, Anna, there is a new medicine that's going to work very, very well for you. Awesome. Don't you find it interesting? Exciting. There's so many of us with autoimmune. Yeah. Isn't it so interesting? And, I remember I made the comment that I swore that COVID had something to do with the Black Plague. Mm-hmm. They've proven that I'm absolutely right, because and the study came out, and I kind of chuckled. I got to put it on my website, because what it is that COVID acts almost like the Black Plague, because it's so intense on your immune system that people who are survivors of the Black Plague, which are most of us if you're European. I know that my family had to have survived because they were in the center of Brandenburg, Germany, where it was like the center of the Black Plague, and I've survived. So we have an autoimmune. Our autoimmune, it's in hyperdrive. Yeah. And so now when you get COVID, that's what's causing the issue. And I still say that's where they're going to find the cure for long COVID.
There you go.
Okay.
Virgo asks, will my guest house be successful?
You have to be... you have to be very consistent. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about guest house as in far as, are you doing B&B, Airbnb? I feel like don't give up on it. It's going to be very slow at times. And I also feel I want you to be very, very careful who you're letting in. I feel like one of these guests could be coming in, and they're going to do some not such good things. And I want you to be very selective who you're letting in. And if forewarned is forearmed. So if I can tell you, you can prevent it. But I want you to be very careful who you're letting in. And I that did not come from me. Okay. All right. Here, I got one here. I'm trying to go off of TikTok too.
How can you read that little words?
I can do it that way too. Yeah. Look at.
All right.
See, there you go.
Still time.
I can see that. I've got, except for like my one eye is just glass. because my eye is 20/20.
Oh, really?
I have one eye that turned in when I was born, and so that's why my eye vision is pretty good. It's really not, even though I've got astigmatism and I can never not have glasses. I tried contacts for a while, and yeah.
Nice.
All right. Is this parasomia going to go away? I feel like it's going to stabilize. I don't know if it's going to go away. It's not going to get to a point where it just kind of levels off. Okay. I know what you mean by parsomia or parasomia.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not a doctor.
I know what it is. So, okay.
Susanna asks, will I get a new job in 2023?
I don't know about that.
That's what I was feeling. I wasn't sure either. That's why I wanted to see what you said.
Yeah.
The vibe I got was,
Well, you do know that you pick up off of me,
Yeah.
right? You when people, do you guys do know when you're collectively in a room of psychics, like you have to no, really, like, yeah. I don't know about that, because I feel like you might stay put and wait it out, and you might be looking in more like 24. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Natalie, will I meet anyone in the new next year? Will I meet anyone new next year?
Are you all talking about romantically? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Every day you should meet somebody.
You should be meeting. Yes, that's exactly what I said. Yeah. Around spring, summer.
So we got my nephew Larry is 25, and he's going to move out of his mother's house. And is my nephew going to move out his mother's house and be responsible and grow up?
So you're asking if your nephew's ever going to be responsible adult?
Yeah.
So how old? I need to know how old he is now.
25.
25.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while. Like, he's not going to be like really grow up until he's over 30, and even then, it might even be till 40. Like, he's just want to be. He's almost like he's in like what is that? Neverland. Like like Peter Pan doesn't want to grow up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. He's kind of a basement dwelling guy. Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so he has no reason to, because everybody's letting him get away with it too, by the way. Mm-hmm. So, all right.
He's the baby of the family, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting.
That's
right?
that summed that up.
Mm-hmm.
I have a serious relationship with someone new in 2023. I've already said that one. Oh, good. Kristen's like, I'm really excited about the change you said that was coming for me. This is a year of you learning to use your intuition. And if you do use your intuition, you will have changes. It's the people that fear that people that don't want the change, the people that aren't listening to themselves. Mm-hmm. So just remember that. Okay.
MJW asks, planning a trip to see Howard on Monday. Is this a good idea?
MJ, you're fine. Go ahead. Go ahead and go. I know MJ real well. I hope everything's going okay for you right now. Are you still, is your business doing okay? Like, you guys, I end up with relationships with you guys. Like if you call me more than a couple times, you end up in my speed dial, because I know, because okay. So I had somebody had an emergency. She needed to know something, and she just needed to vent. And it was a day I'm off, but I saw it was her. And so I took her phone call.
Nice.
And a lot of times, sometimes I don't even charge. I'll be like, okay, so tell me what's going on. So because I know your story. And sometimes you guys, I know I have a very good memory. Now, it's so funny that I won't remember after I've done with the phone conversation. But if you call me back and go, do you remember me? And it'll take me a minute. And I remember, yeah, you were thinking of leaving this guy. And did you do that? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell you what to do, but I can give you, well, this will happen if you do this. This will happen if you do this. And so I give advice. So I have a couple of people that say it's like they're calling their best friend and having a cup of coffee. So, and I'm like, okay. All right.
Lisa, will my daughter and granddaughter go to Kentucky with us in June?
Will your granddaughter and go to us in June? I feel one will and one won't. Does that make sense? I'm not sure why, but I feel like one will, one won't. So you getting any of these downloads also?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
So see, and I honestly remember that thoughts are things, and that some people are able to pick up on it. So when I'm telling you, if you're around a room of psychics that also do what you do, you're feeding off each other, and you guys can all read in a big group. It works. I've done it many times. I'm actually trying to do a weekly like psychic group where I like to call it the Circle of Psychics, because they need our own therapists, and it's kind of like a therapy session, sort of,
But the psychic roundtable.
Yeah,
psychic
but the truth is, you really have to practice mindfulness at that point, because your natural humanness goes, can't be, right? So that's why I'm just kind of sitting here. I'm like answering some of these, and I'm like, oh,
he's mentally thinking of it. He's like reading me. He's reading me, and the thing is it's almost like it's like radar, like and it does work that way. So that's why I said I'm very, very supportive of other people that do this,
absolutely.
Because I just get it. So okay,
so Lady Jazzy asks, me and my son's dad are getting better with co-parenting and healing some old past issues, but there is someone in his life I don't care for, which makes things complicated on healing.
Okay.
Do you see this person staying around long? Because I don't think I can't go forward.
No, this person's very jealous and very controlling. I think at some point that your son's dad is going to see through it.
Yeah. And
I want to say maybe a year to year and a half more. I wouldn't say anything more than that, because I think
it ain't gonna be strong. They're gonna kind of be rocky, but that person is just gonna be sticking around, right? That's
for a while. I want to say there might be a reconciliation between you and him. But anyway, just a thought. I don't know why. I don't know why.
All right, I think we got time for one more.
But, yep.
Last one. Holly, wondering if I should rethink my fairy dog mother pet care business. Should I go with a dog wash instead of boarding?
Good idea, Holly. That's much better. I feel like that will do extremely well. Extremely well.
I like that fairy dog mother.
The fairy dog mother. Yeah. And by the way, if you want, you just have a couple questions and you don't want a whole reading with me, go on coffee.com, /fi.com /enchanted sky. You can ask me just one question or two questions. I think I'm $25 or something like that for two questions, and I'll answer. I try to be a little bit more reasonable for the people that I know budgets are tight, so
that's it. Listen, we can't thank you enough for joining us here through 2022. Next week, come back, same time, same station, same everything. We're going to go through the 2023 predictions, Lana's 2023 predictions. And again, we just, you'll see, and some great stuff at moisturizedchaos.com, and you put in Lana 22.
I think capital letters.
Yeah,
Lana
for
22, when you get your discount.
When I ask for a coupon code or a discount code, it's Lana 22, and we will see some more things from her in 2023, which is
25% discount on
that. Wow,
that's
amazing.
a good.
That's
I know.
huge.
Hey, my yearlies right now are like 25 to 30. They're $50 off. So if you guys want a yearly, you get your numerology, your astrology, your life path, your destiny numbers, mediumship, and 12 5-minute tarot readings per month.
Yeah.
And it's a good deal. So check it out. It's like $50 off right now. So this month.
Listen, for everybody who has not moved into 2023, who's out there listening, be safe, be blessed, and have a great evening. And remember, nothing good ever happens after midnight.
Okay.
I tell my kids. For all of us here at 216 The Net, thanks for getting caught in the net with Lana's Enchanted Sky and the Metaphysical Meanderings right here. We love you, and we'll see you next year.